Brock Lesnar better not be John Cena's final match. We need a draft ASAP. I guess WWE have scrapped the Wrong Killings gimmick? What is up, wrestling fans? I'm Ben Allison here at Wrestling Republic, and I have analysed last night's WWE SmackDown, and here are my 5 key findings. In at number 5, I guess WWE have scrapped the Wrong Killings gimmick? It seems like the Cena heel turn and the Wrong Killings gimmick were both mutually tied together, and if one had to go, so did the other. But even still, this lasted less time than an episode of Speed. I mean, I thought there was a lot more which they could do with this gimmick. I thought there was a lot of potential, a lot of storylines, and I was really getting into it, and so were fans. So honestly, I'm a little bit confused why it's just been scrapped out of nowhere, but I guess we're getting the good old R-Truth back. All of that being said, the actual segment between Cena and Truth last night was absolute comedy gold. I mean, Cena was girl bossing, gaslighting, gatekeeping, as the kids like to say. It was just really, really funny, making it seem like R-Truth was the one who turned heel all along. Great stuff. In at number 4, the Flair and Bliss segment was so awkward, yet so entertaining. Now and again in wrestling, you get a segment which shouldn't work, and during it, at times, it didn't work, but coming out of it, it has advanced the story, and you were entertained. So technically, it did work, and this was kind of the segment last night. It was bizarre, but the best part was Charlotte Flair just kept breaking character, and she's doing this almost every promo in this storyline. And while usually that would be a bad thing, I'm gonna be honest, I love it, because you can just tell Charlotte Flair is enjoying herself. And I'm going to be honest, it hasn't felt like she's been enjoying herself on the screen for a very long time. So I love this for her. I mean, in my eyes, this partnership needs to go on until the Rumble or around Rumble season, and that's when Alexa Bliss turns on Charlotte Flair and it leads to a WrestleMania program. Charlotte Flair will be heartbroken. She finally trusted someone and they betrayed her. It's a great story to tell, and I'm looking forward to it. In at number 3, Drew McIntyre's Claymore through the table to Cody looked absolutely insane. This was one of the most unique brutal spots that I've seen in pro wrestling for a long time, because most spots like this are reused, but this has never been done before, and it looked awesome. I mean, honestly, it looked so good that I actually hope this writes Cody off TV to go and film that Street Fighter movie which he's involved with. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case. In fact, I think he's going to be back next week, and they're going to run Cody and Drew at Clash in Paris. But this was so brutal, I kind of do hope they just sell it. But if they do run the match at Clash, that will be really interesting because, of course, at Clash in the Castle, Wales, Drew McIntyre was in the main event against Roman Reigns. At Clash at the Castle, Scotland, Drew McIntyre was in the main event against Damian Priest. So at Clash in Paris, for Drew McIntyre to be in the main event once more, that would just be a crazy statistic. And best of all, or worst of all for Drew McIntyre, he'd probably lose all 3. Before we get on to the top 2 key findings, please do me a quick favor, like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on last night's SmackDown. I do these videos twice a week. We do tons of content here at Wrestling Republic, so I really would appreciate it if you guys could just hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us out massively because it means that YouTube will show this video to more people. Or at least it should mean that. This algorithm is so confusing, to be honest with you, I ain't got a clue. In at number 2, we need a draft ASAP. The rosters are currently staler than a loaf of bread left out for the length of Undertaker's entrance. Other than Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes basically has nobody else to defend the WWE Championship against, who he hasn't already defended against last year. As for Tiffany Stratton, she's literally nobody to defend against at this point, and as for the Raw Tag Team division, it's in about as good of a state as Bret Hart's mental health after watching a wrestling match which isn't his own. Oh, and also somebody just randomly just appears every single week or from the other brand on the other show, and they don't explain why. Basically, the wildcard rule is the most logical explanation for it, and that's been gone for years. So another brand split is needed, and it is needed fast and hard. That's right, I don't want a soft brand split, it has to be a hard one, and I'm going to talk at a later date about why a brand split is so important, not just for the mid-card, which is undoubtedly the biggest benefit of doing a brand split, but also for the TV rights for both brands and both TV shows. In at number 1, Brock Lesnar better not be John Cena's final opponent. The fact that John Cena's now started a program with Logan Paul makes me worry a little bit. Now, my hope is it's going to be Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel in Australia. Then at Survivor Series, maybe you could do AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship if Styles does dethrone Dom. I mean, obviously, Cena's never won the IC title, so there's some stuff you could do there, even if personally, I kind of hope they don't run back Cena and Styles just because their trilogy was so perfect. And then at the December PLE, you could either do Gunther, Bron Breakker, I'd love Bron Breakker to happen, or maybe even a call-up from NXT, such as an Obafemi. But I cannot exaggerate how much I don't want this Lesnar feud to go past Crown Jewel. I want to see new feuds. I want to see fresh faces. And I kind of just accepted at this point that we are not going to have any really, really good storylines on this John Cena retirement tour because he's got like 10 dates left now. And I mean, that's not enough, especially when 10 of those dates are probably 4 matches. Anyway, that's enough about me waffling on. Let's get into the thoughts which you guys have sent in to me to reply to via the Wrestling Republic Instagram broadcast channel. First up, we have Shard Talks Grabs, who's saying the low is Chelsea Green ruining a celebration and the show like she usually does. Shard, your bias is clear. Chelsea Green is amazing in every single thing she does. Honestly, I mean, at this point, she might be the only option on SmackDown to actually dethrone Tiffany Stratton for that championship unless they do a draft. I think they're going to do a draft because surely, they weren't stupid enough to keep the title on Tiffy if there's nobody for her to feud with. The Real Som 2 says Drew McIntyre versus Cody is so amazing, but it felt like the women didn't really get a showing tonight, especially the Women's Championship. I agree. I mean, let's be real about it. Tiffany Stratton's title reign hasn't really had much of a showing to begin with. She's barely been on TV over the last few months, and it was the same for Io Sky when she held the World title over on Raw. B. Davis 0517 says the high was John Cena looking like he's about to have the most fun of his career. That is true. As much as I dislike the fact they just suddenly abandoned the heel turn, you can tell he is having fun and so are the audiences. Jose99 says the highs were John's promo, R-Truth's interaction with Cena, the crowd, but the lows were Motor City Machine Guns versus the Tongas. I mean, it's really fascinating that in that match, the average age was 41, and they were, like, I think, called on commentary 2 of WWE's brightest young tag teams. I mean, they're not young, are they? But also R-Truth being back to normal for no reason, and the main event. The main event was fun enough for me, but again, Jose, like we talk about on this show every week, and like you send in every week, there's another DQ. Triple H went like an entire year without doing any DQs when he first took over, and now he does like 4 a week. Kev74007 says the highs were John Cena coming back, Cena and Cody versus McIntyre and Paul, Sammy versus Solo, and Chelsea going face first into the cake. All positives there from Kev, and I love the positivity. But that does bring us to the end of the show, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure, if you haven't already, to hit that like button and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.